But I'd like to share a story with you. It just came to mind.
Of course.
What really made it happen for me, I think, a very personal story. I was getting older. I didn't come from a wealthy family at all. My father worked 2 jobs. My mother was working 2 jobs to get my sister and I through private school, things like that, because they wanted a good education. And it was Christmas time, and there was a Sears Silvertone guitar. Basically, it's a Harmony was making the guitars back then, and then Sears Roebuck, which was a sort of a big box store, you'd call it now, a department store, would stamp their Silvertone label on it. Jimmy Page played Black Mountain Rag at Madison Square Garden once, and I saw that. Anyway, with the same guitar, and I still have this guitar. And I wanted this guitar, and it was only about 40 US dollars back then or something. And I went to my father. He was sitting in the living room reading the papers, and I said, "Dad, can I get this guitar? It's $40. It's an electric guitar, and I'm practicing, and I think I blah blah blah, and all the bullshit, that when a kid wants something." And he kind of just looked at me and said, "Well, it's winter and you need a new coat, and we don't have much money, so it's either the coat or the guitar at this point, Joe." And I said, "Oh, no problem. Okay, I understand," which I did. I understand. It's okay. So as I turned and started to walk out of the room into the hallway to go to my room, I forgot to ask him something. So I turned back and I saw him crying with his head in his hands that he couldn't buy his son a $40 guitar. That night, I said nothing. I didn't embarrass him. So I went into my room, shut the door, and cried myself to sleep, and promised myself that I would become somebody.
Wow.
And I'll never forget those moments. That was the absolute turning point, crossroads of my entire life.
That's incredible, Joe.
Yeah, that's a true story, right from the heart. And I think that that promise I made, just spurred me on all the years to keep the discipline, to keep going on when everything looked lost. So that's a very inspiring story.